lights up. On the deck of a boat, a young woman downstage, leaning on a railing and looking pensively out over the ocean. James enters and notices her. He gradually scooches closer to her. There is a hurley stuck through the handle of a suitcase. James extends his hand and smiles wide.
Hiya, I'm Jim. Jim Garrett. So, do you like hurling?
Lights fade, end of play.
Hello, my name is Amber Conklin, and today I will be reading a poem entitled Communicate Effectively, which was created after the trip to Dublin that we took, and keeping in mind many other cities around the world. But also when I was watching people just on their way to church in Armagh or other small towns doing small town things. So here goes. Communicate effectively. His blinker's just not working. My brakes start their screeching. My passenger curses beside me, and all I can do is say I'm sorry. Upon walking in the door, the dog starts yapping. It wouldn't be so bad if the TV wasn't blaring. You're trying to have a conversation with me, and all I can do is say, I'm sorry? Now we begin with dull tones, as the speaker drones on and on. Don't ask me if I'm listening. My attention span is failing me, and all I can do is say, I'm sorry. Now to the workplace, where customers talk at a rapid pace. Their accents are lost on me, and all I can do is say, I'm sorry. Finally home, and immediately an argument has begun. Barely getting a word in before they are done. I choose my words selectively. Has anyone taught you how to communicate effectively? A brief pause. And all I can do is say I'm sorry. Thank you.
A tall, bearded man limps on stage, wearing a cape, boots, sword, and jacket cut from the 17th century. He's carrying a heavy satchel and surrounded by a phalanx of 5 British soldiers, including a slight, pale, red-coated lieutenant. The bearded man's shoulders droop and he's panting. It's 1676 in the Fuse, the hilly land in South Armagh.
I don't give a rat's if O'Hanlon lost his land to the British. He's an educated member of the aristocracy, and those escapades reflect poorly on us.
The rabble love him. He protects them, gives his stolen gold to the poor. They call him captain, and he is not. Some call him bird because he flies away. Why would anyone even bother to feed that pack of monkeys? They barely know how to light a fire.
Oh yes, it's a horror living among them. They don't bathe. Disgusting. What's that in the trees?
That satchel sounds a bit heavy.
Oh, perhaps it was only the wind.
My men will gladly relieve you of that bag, Lord Boyle. Must be full of coin to make that sound.
I sold some stock in town. 76 was fine year for stallions.
He's also a horse rustler, the man is. He has over 50 mad followers, you know.
Who?
That bandit O'Hanlon.
Oh, well, we live in desperate times. Some men find it much easier to rob than to kill.
Indeed. Just last month, he pretended to be a chief justice in Armagh.
The very cheek of him.
I'm stuck here in the middle of nowhere because of him. The government stationed military troops in South Armagh because of him. A proclamation demands him dead or alive with a reward of £100. He's nothing but a waste of time and money.
£100, you say? Oh, there's the hilltop home over yonder. Thank you, Lieutenant. I appreciate your protection. The roads out here in the Fuse are wild nowadays. Bandits, you know.
We appreciate your donation to the cause. My men will eat tonight.
I feel a great sense of relief knowing you're in town, protecting British citizens in this ruthless land. And I appreciate the company. Without you, we would be Lieutenant, this is not your best day. Please drop your weapons and your breeches.
Breeches? Wait, you look different, sound different.
Allow me to introduce myself. Captain Redmond O'Hanlon at your service, sir, and this noble band, my loyal compatriots. Stand and deliver, gentlemen, your weapons, uniforms, jewelry, writs of passage if you choose. Oh, and your boots too. And we'll have the coin that we paid you to escort us through these dangerous woods.
He opens the satchel and removes several bricks.
May none, tonight you will go hungry. My former faithful tenants will eat well because they too are God's creatures and deserve a solid meal. They deserve the right to a decent life and the nobility of a hard day's work. I'm entitled to my family's ancestral home stolen by your government because I use a different prayer book and because Ireland has become the breadbasket of a greedy England. In my pocket, I carry a handful of dark soil, a reminder that my grandparents still lie inside it, that once in these woods lived a community, and that I was born on its lap, and that you rode on a ship to stand beside me.
And where's the real Lord Boyle? My captain might ask.
He's relatively uncomfortable somewhere else. See that man in the green? Boyle appropriated his home until recently. Scholar, skilled swordsman, and no means of livelihood. What to do? And you see that man? He's a priest who can only conduct services in the glory of a field. And that young man right there is really a woman. Her father pledged her to marry Lord Charlemont, and he raped her for a week before the ceremony, so she fled to the safety of these hills. Your soldiers accost our womenfolk, you pillage our resources.
We're bringing civilization to this wilderness.
Civilization was thriving here before you English shifted fire indoors. Have you never heard the Book of Kells? Our priests have been transcribing sacred texts for centuries, and to show you how civilized we are, we'll spare you your lives. If you hand over your swords and your uniforms. Do us all a favor, man. Unless you want to join those blasted birds over in the forest, I suggest you disrobe. Come on then. Don't you want to see your home one day?
Redcoat slowly unbuttons the top button of his jacket.
Sir?
As he wishes, we'll march back to the fort in a state of undress to preserve our lives, to hope someday to have children, to feed his people, to give him his home back, even for a day. Teresa, is that you?
You might be a man after all, Redcoat.
Bless you, my son.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Now, drop your breeches.
Blackout.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'd love to give you a glass of wine while you do it. Thank you.